Hello everyone and welcome to the FACEIT Masters League OCE. I believe this is actually meant to be week 3 or 4, but as you can see from above, there's been 2 games played, or this is the second game for Supernova and the 3rd game for Astronic. My name is Harry and I'm joined here by the wonderful and the lovely Wonder Lust. Wonder, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream, and what do you think we're going to see today?
I'm hoping to see a bit more gameplay from Astronic today since the show match 2 weeks ago, where Supernova went 3-0 against them. Hopefully Astronic can kind of bring it back this time and put on a bit of a show.
Yeah, no, 100% I agree. And honestly, Astronic, even in that 3-0, looked really good. And we can't really overlook some of the technical issues that they had as well. Domo obviously playing on some high ping throughout the entire series and still maintaining a relatively close series until probably the last map where they did let it slide a little bit, but it's okay. I think we saw enough from Astronic to say that if those technical issues have been fixed up and Domo is playing on their proper ping, this could be a really close series, Wonder.
Yeah, I'm hoping Domo has his ping issues sorted and it'll be a very, very interesting match.
Yeah, it should be extremely interesting. And for Astronic, something that I saw and noted with Bus last time that we saw them was that during the normal engagements, during their no ult fights, during just their standard fights for point, they looked really good. They looked really good at engaging. They looked really good actually having those really clean fights. As soon as ults got into the picture and as soon as things started to get a little bit more crazy, it seemed like their comm structure broke down a little bit. And obviously with the ping issues, that raises a lot of issues for Astronic. We can see now whether or not it was comm issues or whether it was just ping.
Yeah, that's very true. And especially being a newer team, I feel like the comms break down a lot in chaotic ultimate type sort of fights. Whereas Supernova's been together for 4 years now? They're the longest running team in OCE. Like, their comms are down. They know each other's synergies. They just work so well together.
Oh, they do. They 100% do. And not to take away from Supernova, because we all know what they're capable of, especially on that dive composition. This team's been around since 2021. I used to play against them back when I played in the day. That's how long these guys have been together. Their dive composition is on a completely different level. And as we see the roster here, the classic Liam Fox Mutnik backline, the Bunny Slid Zorge DPS line, and Chapadoodle, the main tank player for this team. And I mean, this is kind of the composition that I am expecting to see from Supernova, minus maybe the Lifeweaver, because I don't think Mutnik is going to really touch that hero wonder.
I think he's usually on the hero. Brig, right?
Yes,
from what I remember, but that was like years ago.
That's what I know Mutnik as. That and Lucio as well. I think Mutnik's best hero is the Brigitte. And so if we see this Brigitte Ana come out from Supernova, you know that they're comfortable. You know that they're feeling it. But I don't know about Lifeweaver in this composition. I don't think the perks have really given too much usage to Lifeweaver.
So the cleanse is nice, but I don't think it's enough to make Lifeweaver strong.
No, neither do I. But of course, Astronic is another team, and they are a completely new roster. They joined their UK-based org about a month ago, and half the roster is on the bootcamp team in this FACEIT League Masters tourney. They're all experienced players, so they've been in the scene for a while, and they love their rush-based composition. So obviously we see the Zarya, the Genji, the Sojourn, and then the Brigitte Ana. So Astronic also favoring that sort of backline, but a different kind of tank. And Zarya, I think, is really, really good at the moment. Just does so much damage.
Yeah, those perks are really big on Zarya. The beam that goes through people plus the damage and grab is just insane. Also, Brawl tends to be favorable against the dive comp, so it'll be interesting to see how that matchup works.
It will be. It's going to be really interesting seeing how the engagements from Supernova actually occur, because you don't want to let Domo just build up charge for free. You cannot allow the Zarya to just pick up as much energy as they want here.
Yeah. Also, the Sojourn railgun charge too. Just if you're sitting there looking pretty on Monkey, you're just going to get farmed for railgun.
No, 100%. Also, something I really want to point out here is that obviously both of these teams, they've won one game in this tournament so far. Supernova, they took a 3-2 victory against Onions for Sale, whereas Astronic, they managed to beat Crazy Cats 3-0, but they lost to Antix Odium 3-0 as well. So currently they're 1-1, sitting at a 0 map differential. This could be their chance to really try and break away and get into that positive map differential, as well as a positive win-loss record.
Yeah, definitely. Every map counts in these sort of formats as they come towards tiebreakers. So it'll be interesting to see if this is just a first to 3 sort of match, or it goes all the way to 5 maps.
Yeah.
It does look like we are getting the map picks here, though.
We are. Speaking of maps, Samoa is going to be where we are starting our journey, Wonder. And I actually really like Samoa. I think it allows a lot of different compositions on the different points, Wonder.
It is very versatile.
It's almost like the new version of Lijiang Tower, in my opinion, just with less poops.
Yeah. And there's crabs.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I'm really intrigued to see what Supernova are going to pull out on this, because this is their map pick. So Supernova have picked Samoa to be the first map. I wonder what kind of compositions we're going to see from them, if we're going to see them stick towards that Winston composition, or maybe if Astronic actually ban Winston, what do we see Supernova go over to then?
That's very true. I think I've only really ever seen Chapel on Winston. That's not to say he's not good on any other tanks, but it's definitely his comfort pick. So it'll be interesting. I do know that they banned Winston in the last map of the show match, and it didn't seem to put a dent in Supernova very much. So it'll be interesting.
It will. Yes, Chapadoodle is notoriously good on the Hazard as well, picking up that new hero with ease, and to be expected, really. Hazard is just a weirder version of Winston, in my opinion.
True.
Just a little bit more Scottish and aggressive. And this is going to be our hero banned here. Reinhardt being banned by Astronic, and Supernova getting rid of the Juno. And honestly, I'm not surprised by this ban from Supernova. They haven't really played the Juno wall too much. They're very happy playing on the Ana Brig, and playing against the Juno when you're running a dive composition is really hard.
Yeah, she's very hard to kill with all her mobility and everything. So it makes sense for them to get rid of that, especially with Astronic favoring the brawl compositions. That means that they have one less option for speed, probably having to opt in for a Lucio there.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Wonder. But the Reinhardt ban from Astronic is really interesting here. I didn't really think that would be where you go. I thought you'd be wanting to get rid of the Winston straight away.
Yeah, I don't see Chapper on Ryan very often. Like, Ryan is good on Samoa, but I don't know if was going to be played in the first place.
No, I don't believe that it was going to be played at all by Supernova, especially. I don't think that's really one of the compositions that you see them run. Although I will say Reinhardt with the perks, really, really fun.
Yeah, definitely fun. Especially with the shield bash and everything. Totally different.
Becoming a big Brigitte, a big burly German version of Brigitte is so funny. It's so funny to me. You just hold
be having
an area.
A lot of fun, Harry.
Oh yes, you know I am. But we will be getting into this game very shortly here, Wonder. Something I wanted to pick up from the last show match as well, featuring these two teams, was that the first map was the closest of all of the maps. So it did end up as a 2-0 to Supernova. So throughout the 3-0, Astronic didn't actually win a point. So that's something to keep in mind. But it wasn't a dominant 3-0 either. Like, it sounds dominant, but it wasn't. I'm telling you, it was a lot closer than the score.
It's like on paper, it's not putting it to justice.
Exactly. So we have just received word that the lobby is coming in, though. Wonder, any predictions, any last-minute calls that you want to make regarding these two teams?
I'm hoping to see Astronic better than the last show match. Hopefully they've got the ping issues sorted and can bring a better show and a bit more competition. But again, Supernova's been at this for 4 years. They're masters at this by now. Like,
that they are. And I mean, we're going to find out whether or not their mastery is going to be on full display tonight. Let's see what we can do and what Supernova can do, because I mean, Supernova, we know them, we love them. They've been around for so long. They've been in Masters League before. Can we see them go above and beyond now?
I really hope to see Supernova actually push through and do something big this Masters Division League.
They're playing for just under $3,500 in prize money here. Or that's the playoffs prize pool there. So they're looking to get the biggest share of that against their rivals, really. And I mean, for Astronic, running out on this Malga composition versus the Hazard composition, this is really interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely a good place for Malga here. Obviously, sticking with the Genji Sojin, which Astronic is known for. Chappadoodle sitting here on the Hazard, which we did see the other week in the show match, and he's apparently very comfortable on. So it'll be interesting to see how they go.
Yes.
Tropica swapping to the Symmetra here, though. Is it for the TP or... Yeah, back to the Genji.
Yeah, just to get the rollout done very quickly. And now they're meeting up on the high ground here already. A little bit of an overview of the map. They've kind of separated Slid George from the rest of the team, so it's going to force a rotate. And at the moment, Wonder, it's just a bit of posturing.
Yeah, it will be very interesting to see how both Genjis go against here. I find Genji's a lot better with these current perks.
Yeah,
but is the Sojins also... Or Tropica's got slits.
Yeah, Tropica taking down the Sojourn of Supernova there. That means a lot of damage is going to be missing. There's the dive in from Chappadoodle, but it's immediately collapsed on there by Domo and Tropica taking down the tank of Supernova, and that is going to have to be a reset for Supernova as Astronic will get the first cap.
Tropica was really solid there, getting 2 crucial picks for their team, especially that entry frag on the Soj just took out majority of their damage for that fight.
Yeah, and now for Supernova, you have to try and reset up onto the high ground here. There's the dive through coming in from Domo, using their charge to get on top of the rest of the team. But it's going to be Tropica who gets extremely low, runs into the wall there, takes a lot more damage, and Domo as well is also falling low. It will be FaceClank who gets taken down first. It's Spicy for you by Slid George as well. Mudnik has got 2 right now. Supernova, they're looking still pretty healthy at the moment. They've taken down one of the supports, and Domo is still so low on HP. It's a great wall there to cut off Too Spicy for you. As Supernova, they walk onto the point. They look to take down the last remaining member of Astronic who is there. And now it's going to have to be a re-engage coming in here from Astronic as this Domo walks in, uses the cardiac overdrive just to stay alive. Too Spicy for you once again gets the better of Slid George. Chappadoodle falling way too low in the backline right there. Gets on top of Too Spicy for you, and in the meantime, the point has flipped in favor of Supernova. There's a sound barrier coming through. The ultimate is online for Chapadoodle, but they don't need it right now. There's a slide through coming onto Domo. Donnie falls as well. And with the casino rush from Liam Fox, they will seize this fight and this opportunity. And they've got 15% on the board already.
That fight was absolute chaos there. I seen Supernova winning, then Astronic gets picked, and I'm like, oh, are they going to win this? But Chapadoodle coming in with the clutch plays on the hazard there, just absolutely demolishing through Astronic's backline.
Yeah, now it's a lot of ultimates online here. We have 3 ults for Astronic, and there's one of them being used. The overclock already being utilized, but it's Chapadoodle who walks forward just to get in the face of the Sojo. And there it's a Genji Blade being pulled there by Bunny, but it's shut down immediately. Liam Fox also went down. Domo already onto the point, and Astronic, they have just completely wiped through Supernova there by just walking onto point.
Yeah, this Tropica's Genji is looking really, really strong this match. Really showing his expertise in Genji here. We do have Blade coming up, so that's a sure fight win probably for Astronic here, since Smutnik doesn't have the beat to counter it. Chapadoodle does have their ultimate, though. If they can get the stun off on the Genji, it might just save them.
It might save them indeed, but there needs to be a clutch play from Chapadoodle. There is the ultimate being utilized. Catches onto both supports. That's huge from Chapadoodle. Liam Fox finishes off 2 with the headshot there as well. Bunny found 2 spicy for you earlier in the fight, and this looks like it should be an easy fight win now for Supernova, as it's just Domo and Tropica falling down. 45% ticked up now for Supernova. They're looking to hold on to this point.
That was an absolutely beautiful ultimate by Chapadoodle there. Just the right timing. Tropica didn't have the space to pull his blade out in time, and his backline just got demolished. We do still have the blade online for Tropica, though, and Damo has Cage also. So it'll be interesting to see how this retake goes.
Will be indeed. Can Tropica get huge value from this blade? Chapadoodle already so low. There is the casino rush being utilized by Liam Fox. Chapadoodle still so low, being sliced and diced right now by Tropica. Mutnik got taken down before they could build up the sound barrier as well. Domo takes down the Lucio and the Genji as well. The overclock now has to be huge from Slid George. They managed to get 2 back. That's both Tropica and FACEIT going down. Now it has to be a disengage from Supernova. They need to stay alive so they can touch the point again.
Yeah, that blade was really big there, as well as the cage. Muddig does have his ultimate coming up for the retake, though, so hopefully can sustain them enough that Bunny can get their ultimate and take flip this point.
Too spicy for you, gets taken down. It was a shot there from Slid George and the finish shot from Bunny. The Dragon Blade is being built up, as well as that sound barrier being online, but FaceIT goes down as well. They may not even need to use the ult to win this fight. Tropica has fallen. 90% has been built up. Can anyone touch the point from Astronic? It's going to have to be Domo, but there's an aggressive sound barrier coming up from Supernova. Too spicy for you, already taken down. It will be a touch on the point there from Domo, but Donnie's already fallen, so there's no healing. They get the point flip. 98%. Can someone touch the point? They managed to get there, only just in time though. Sound barrier comes out here from FaceIT. It's going to be Astronic trying all they can, throwing everything in the kitchen sink at this point. But with Domo falling, they lose a lot of anchorage onto this point. There's the ultimate coming down from Chapadoodle, but it's going to be Bunny who's finished off 3 in this fight. Slid George takes down Tropica, and it will be Supernova who get an exciting point 1 of this first map.
Oh my gosh, that last fight there was so intense. Really good gameplay for both teams there, like 99 to 99's absolute assertity. Ultimates getting value where they needed to. Big blades coming out from both Genjis here.
Yeah, it was great plays coming out from the Genji, but if this is what we're going to expect, if this is the level of fights that we are going to expect from this game, Wonder, we may be here for a while. This is just another individual clutch coming out from Supernova and some of their players. Slid George and Bunny especially showed up towards the end of this map. And I really think that without those 2 picks at the end of that point, they don't win that fight at all.
Yeah, it was ridiculously close there. It does look like we're going to get the Farah here from Astronic. That's a interesting choice. It'll be up to Slids to shut that one down. Does look like they're going to be staying with the same sort of comp on Supernova side, and it's working, so I don't beat it if it's working.
Yeah, don't change anything if you've got a working recipe. Too spicy for you going over onto the fire is interesting because they've reset their perks here. And Domo is already getting very, very low. There's a lot less sustained damage at the moment. They're still trying to find their way through. Chapadoodle is already in the back line, just causing some mayhem, creating a lot of space. And Supernova use that space to cap the point right now. Chapadoodle gets a little bit low, so now Liam Fox just has to focus on healing up there. Hazard, as it's going to be Bunny who escapes, and still just a bit of poke coming through here, but Domo's so low, will get taken down here from Chapadoodle. Now it's going to be an engage coming in from Supernova. They've sensed weakness. They are like sharks in the water, hunting for the drop of blood that they've just smelled. It's going to be Bunny who gets taken down there from Face Clank, but in the meantime, Supernova have just cleaned up the rest of Astronic as they take this first fight.
Yeah, Chapel was just really good at denying space for Astronic there. The Barra not getting much value. I think Astronic here needs to play a little bit faster with their comp against Supernova. Supernova has just a bit more poke and sustain.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting call here. Astronic on the Farah, I agree. It's not a lot of damage at the moment, as we see Domo swapped over to the Hazard now and is trying to get an engage. Can't quite get the finishing blow there, and now Chapadoodle gets caught. They've blocked themselves off with the wall. They're stuck on the other side. It's a great TP through from Liam Fox there, using the Kitsune Rush, but only after Donnie used theirs. There's a sound barrier coming through to stop the Hazard ult and the Genji Blade from finding any sort of value until Domo falls. Great Suzu there to keep Donnie alive at the moment as Bunny continues to move forward. The sound barrier got utilized there by Mutnik, so it's going to be a disengage coming in from Astronic, especially with Donnie falling down.
It was a really good beat from Face Clank there, denying Chapadoodle's ult, but just wasn't enough with Bunny coming out with the Blade there. They do have Blade of their own coming out and Barrage, so hopefully Astronic will be able to turn this around and try and stabilize the point.
Yeah, I think that's going to have to be their only method of getting this point here. Is the barrage needs to be huge. Chapadoodle only just escapes with their life. There's a Dragon Blade coming in from Tropica, but it's a great escape from Chapadoodle, who's so low. 96% is already built up, so this is the last fight right now, I wonder. And it's going to be Bunny, who's just on the point, taken down there from Tropica. A great dash through there. The barrage still online until right now it gets utilized. It's the overclock coming in from Slitors. They managed to find Tropica. They found Domo earlier in the fight, so there's no tank on either side. But with Too Spicy for You finding another kill in this fight, it will be Astronic cleaning up, and they managed to cap the point, but there's only one more fight that Supernova need to win.
Yeah, that was such a close fight there between Slids and the Too Spicy for You there, going back to back with picks and coming out on top for the Farah. We do have ultimates coming online for the both sides. We have Hazard ultimate coming up for Astronic, so let's see if they can keep this point in their favor.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for this, especially. I think this fight is gonna be a longer fight. It will be Liam Fox, though, who TP'd in, got walled off, and taken down. So Tropica immediately finding the support there, and it's gonna be Donnie who manages to stay alive as Mutnik is already in the backline trying to find extra value there. But it's Tropica taking down Slid George, and the escape moves there from Donnie, who somehow managed to live for so long. Chapadoodle eventually hunts him down, but with Mutnik falling as well, this should be it. No ultimates utilized there from Astronic and Supernova. They might need to win this next fight to stay in this, because that's 50% built up here for Astronic.
Yeah, that was a really solid fight from Astronic there. Getting that pick on Akiri was just a key play, and then they didn't have to use any of their ultimates, which just sets them up better for the next fight. We do have sound barrier for both teams coming up, and Demo still has his ultimate, so as well as Chapadoodle.
Yeah, there's this double sound barrier coming out, as well as the Kitsune Rush and the Hazard ultimate. Mutnik gets taken down, and it's going to be the Kitsune Rush now being utilized there from Liam Fox, but a great Suzu comes through there from Donnie to cancel out Chapadoodle's ultimate. Now they have to try and fight this in a bloody battle here. They do manage to take down Donnie, and they fight Face Clank as well, but he's managed to find two with the Dragon Blade here. This could be it for Supernova. They could be taking round one once again in a clutch moment. They pop up and they pop off. Supernova take map one.
That was absolute absurdity. Bunny absolutely clutching that there. I thought Astronic had that team fight in the bag, but Bunny went, you know what? No, it's not over until I'm dead.
Oh, 100% correct. That Bunny is just one of those players that you can never take your eye off. Oh my goodness. I love seeing Farah sometimes. It's so funny watching the perk in progress.
She looks so goofy.
It is so goofy. When you're on the floor looking up at it as well, it's even funnier here. And look at the technology that we have now. We have the replays. No sound, mind you. We don't need sound for the replays. But I see. We've just been told that it's just us. We're deaf to the replays, but you guys can hear everything. That's fine. We didn't need to see it. We don't need to hear it anyway.
You get two
back. As I was saying, once again, Supernova, though, just like last show match, in the clutch moment, it is just they show up. And unfortunately, Astronic, they're just unable to really match them in those moments.
Do you think it's because Supernova's been together for like 4 years that their comms are just so calm and collected in those moments, whereas a newer team, it's just a bit more chaotic?
Look, I don't know about calm and collected per se.
True, I have heard Supernova comms. They are questionable sometimes.
They 100% are questionable. Look, Supernova comms are an interesting mix, we'll say.
I definitely remember having to put up Twitter posts for DE back in the day of Supernova comms midstream. It was chaotic. It does look like we are going to Route 66 for map 2, as Astronic has picked. This will be interesting with Astronic favoring the Brawl comps. I feel like Route 66 is not bad for Dive with the amount of high ground it has. Like, Dive really, Brawl really struggles to get up to that high ground on second point. And if they can just abuse that, gonna be a little bit rough.
Yeah, but I don't think we really saw a lot of the Brawl composition from Astronic. And if they are running that Zarya, obviously you can have the right-click perk that allows you to get up onto the high ground a lot easier.
And that perk.
Here we go. Astronic take out the Winston, and Supernova take out the Lucio. I think we're going to be seeing some Juno this map.
Yeah. Are they going to run the Juno for the speed if they go Brawl, or they'll go Ana Brig if they go like a divey sort of comp, I reckon?
No, I agree. I think it will have to be an Ana Brig. Maybe it will see maybe we see a Hazard coming through here. I don't think we're going to see Wrecking Ball at all. I don't think Wrecking Ball is particularly good at the moment. I wouldn't be too shocked if we do end up seeing Zarya as we see the stats coming through. I mean, this is just a conglomeration of numbers right here. But one of the key things that I think you can point out here is the amount of deaths that we see on Supernova versus the amount of deaths that we see on Astronic as well. Obviously, their Donnie has 10 deaths for a support, whereas their counterparts on Supernova, they have 6 apiece. So at the moment, Supernova supports are doing a better job staying alive. And that can be indicative of the fact that the dives are a lot nicer. Obviously, that second round was a lot more in favor of Supernova. And so they're going to get a little bit of stat padding there as well. But it just shows that Supernova supports are staying alive a hell of a lot better than Astronics are.
Yeah, definitely. It does look like their damages limbs were fairly close, so that is very obvious with how close the match was, I guess. Unfortunately, yeah, I think that the support deaths there was really what tipped the favor to Supernova there.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that is what we're going to... I assume that's what we're going to be trying to see throughout, is whether or not this pattern continues of Supernova's support staying alive for such a long time here, Wonder. And I mean, now we have to see adjustments come through. Do you think that's going to potentially hurt the Supernova supports at all? Do you think that maybe we have to see a Juno come out here for Supernova?
I don't think that Lucio pick is going to impact Supernova as much. I think they're very comfortable on like something like Ana Brig. That was their bread and butter back in the day before Kiri, before, all these other new heroes. I think if they go more of a Brawl style comp, we'll see the Juno come out because obviously you need the speed and your only other choice now is Juno. But I think they're fairly all right with that ban there. Yeah,
no, I would tend to agree. I don't think that the Lucio ban is really too impactful. And Mutnik on the Life Weaver, this could be a bait.
It could be.
It could very much be a bait.
I don't find him particularly good this season.
No, I
mean, I don't. To be
I was going to say, I don't think Life Weaver's been great at all. But
does look like we're going to see the Zen for Astronic, though.
I was going to say, look at this team composition here for Astronic. It was a Sigma, Torbjorn, Zen, Ashe composition.
Very
Very pokey. And Slidgeorge has disconnected.
I do like
OCE moment.
Heavy poke comp on first point and second point of this map, actually. I think Ashe is really strong on Route 66. And with the Discord and the Sigma Shield, I think it could actually work out really well for Astronic here.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think for Astronic, if you're sitting pretty on that high ground and you can find a good position for your Ashe to be in, then you are going to be very, very happy, especially because I don't think the DPS for Astronic did a particularly bad job. I especially
the
think
DPS were fairly strong.
Well, I especially think Too Spicy for You had a great time, especially on that Sojourn, winning early duels against Lidzorge. Oh.
Does look like Supernova is going to go with the Hazard and the dive. Mutnik swapping over to the Brigitte like I predicted here. It does look like they're going to keep their comp relatively the same minus the Lucio.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see from Supernova. So a much slower dive composition coming out from them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Bunny and Chapper can successfully dive that high ground with the Sigma sitting up there.
Yeah, well, this is all on Domo now to try and anchor the rest of the team from this Hazard and from the Genji here. How can they keep this high ground? Where do they rotate to?
Yeah, it's going to be all about rotating here. Oh, we got another DC.
Lidzorge is gone again. Yippee!
I do think it's going to be a lot of rotating from the team of Astronic. If they can successfully rotate back and kite Supernova and put in that damage with the Ashe being really freaking strong with these new perks, by the way. And Zen with the Discord orbs and also the turret damage from Torb. Being able to place that Torb turret on walls is actually crazy, ridiculous. You can put it in the most insane locations. I think it comes down to them scouting backwards from that dive and living it, and they will have a good time.
Yeah, that is the perfect way to put it, to be completely honest with you. I completely forgot about the Torbjorn perk being able to place the turret anywhere, and it's kind of scared me. It's kind of terrifying, actually.
It shuts down so many divers. It's so good.
Yeah.
I think poor Bunny is probably going to have a really hard time on Genji with that turret.
No, I 100% agree. I think this is a perfect composition to try and shut down this dive, to be completely honest with you, as we see just a reset here.
It can work really well, or it can just fail very hard. It all depends on if they're able to kite back the dive.
Great anti-nade onto Chappadoodle. Intark gets the final blow there onto the Hazard, and that has to be a reset straight away from Supernova. No tank means no engagement.
Yeah, it's really hard for Chapper here to be able to take the space and then be able to dive effectively, with Hazard not having as much of a leap range as Winston, so he's got to kind of take the space and face tank it a little bit. And with that Zen and the Discord orb, it just makes it really difficult.
Yeah, and there's no Kiri either until now. Mutnik actually swaps over to the Kiri, so now the anti-nades don't have nearly as much effectiveness against Chappadoodle.
I actually think that Kiri swap is a good swap there. Or he's dead again.
He just walked forward and died. I mean, that's one way of it working, I guess. Bunny now has to get out of dodge, and Supernova, they seem a bit lost here now, Wonder.
Yeah, that's the thing with Astronic's team comp here. It's just so much damage. The Discord, the anti-nades, the dynamites off the Ashe and the turret constantly taking people's health away. Like, Supernova has to find a way to get on top of this high ground without taking damage.
Whew. Hopper just had a brush with God right there as they now have to escape from Chappadoodle here. Liam Fox has the nano boost online, and Hopper with the Bob. What do we see here? What's the engage plan looking like for Supernova?
Does look like Chapper isn't in a position to actually dive here. Nano on the Genji.
Yeah, but it's a Bob already onto the high ground as well, and Intark taking down Chappadoodle, as well as Bunny getting taken down by the Torbjorn turret. Means this fight is already over, and Astronic, they only had to use the Bob.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of kiting back these ultimates. The Nano on Bunny, they're doing absolutely nothing with the Bob coming out, and Zenyatta just slightly backing off there. Supernova is really struggling to be able to take this high ground without just face tanking a buck ton of damage and losing someone.
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct on that. And this is the beauty of this composition that Astronic have set up. They've marked Lidzorge on the Tracer, and that's an interesting swap to try and deal maybe with this Torbjorn a little bit there. But with the orb on the Torbjorn, it's so hard for a Tracer to take them down. There's a Dragon Blade coming out, but it's going to be the Transcendence in return, as well as the Granitic Flux. That is a sad Genji if I have ever seen one, as Hober takes down two. It is just going to be Domo now fighting for the high ground against Chappadoodle and Liam Fox. But this fight should be over here. It's a nano boost, in fact, going over onto Domo. I don't know if that was really needed at the moment. There's not a whole lot of damage being done. But with Supernova losing this fight here, they've got a couple of ultimates online. They can come back and maybe win the next one.
Yeah, I'm really liking this gameplay from Astronic. Like, they're known for their brawl type comps, but their poke is looking really strong, Harry. they're being able to kite back on ultimates and their dives so successfully and using their ultimates, other than that nano, they're very, very well. It does look like Chappa has their ultimate here as well as Kintsuno Rush. Is that going to be enough for Supernova to be able to win this next fight?
I really think it could be. There's a Kitsune Rush being utilized there from Mutnik. Domo already low on HP. It's a good anti-nade there, keeping the Sigma alive. There's the damage being done. Knows Chappadoodle gets the finishing blow. Now is the Hazard ultimate being utilized. It catches onto both supports. Chappadoodle's on a tear now, finding 3. The Molten Core was utilized, but it will not be enough to stop Supernova from potentially capping this first point in overtime.
Yeah, that was a very good gameplay there by Chappa, walling off the tank and being able to get that pick. I mean, Hazard's pretty much just the tank version of May at this point. Really solid walling there. And then the ultimate onto the backline just to secure the fight.
It was a sleep dart onto Tropica there that stopped the re-engage. So it will be the first point captured here by Supernova. Are they going to have an early fight go on here? It doesn't seem like it at the moment.
It will be interesting to see if Supernova do manage to actually be able to successfully dive this comp now they have a bit more space. Very good rotating by Chappie here to be able to try and take some angles and dive onto the enemy team without just base tanking the entirety of their team.
Oh, that is a dead Zenyatta. Intark absolutely destroyed there by both Chappadoodle and Bunny. Bunny does get taken down from Domo, who does have that gravitic flux. Now utilizing it onto Liam Fox. The sleep dart does not hit. The bob in the face of Liam as well. No hope for the Ana of Supernova to survive that engagement. And now no one's on the point. And Supernova, they're all spread out here, Wonder.
Yeah, I think they need to be playing a bit more spread out here, though. Otherwise, they're just getting trucked down by a Zen.
Well, that's a stick, so, I mean, the Zen no longer in the question right there. Slidzords managed to find something out of nothing. Mutnik does get taken down to the down a healer here, and Chappadoodle falling means there's no tank, so no space to be gained, and it will probably have to be a disengage now, despite a heroic attempt from Slidzords. But it's a good little bit of push coming in there from Supernova. Hopefully it gives him a bit of space to use his ults.
I'm really liking this gameplay from Astronic, Harry. They are backing out and using ultimates and getting key picks, even when it looks like the fight is lost. Supernova is getting these first picks, but it's just not translating over into a fight win for them.
No, it is not. But can Supernova potentially use their ultimates here to get a fight win? I mean,
do you have Nano Blade coming out, it appears?
Yeah, they do have it, but I mean, Intark has the Transcendence. Can they kill through it? That's gonna be the part that they need to do.
Might be unconventional, but maybe we bait the Transcendence.
Yeah, well, the Transcendence was baited out there by Liam Fox using their Kitsune Rush. Chappadoodle, though, finds Intark after the Transcendence wears off. Liam Fox gets taken down as well, but not before they get the anti-nade onto Domo. That is going to be an accretion straight to the face of Chappadoodle as we have a disconnect, I believe, but I don't know who just yet as we have to pause. Oh, it's Mutnik!
No! Does that mean he loses his ult? Wait, no, Mutnik.
He already used his ult. His ult. It's all good.
Thank God. That Nano coming up onto the Sigma here is really big because they almost had the pick on it. They might actually be able to stabilize this fight once again.
They should be able to stabilize this fight. I mean, they've just thrown the Nano Boost in to keep Domo alive because of the anti-nade towards the end of Liam Fox's life there. So it was a really good parting gift coming out there from Liam. But is it going to be really enough to secure this fight without Mutnik being there and with no Liam Fox? Is now no support. I don't think that it's going to result in anything other than a fight win for Astronic. We only have 18 seconds left on the pause. It's just down below me here. Yeah, there we go.
Astronic here is like Supernova is getting first picks, and it's looking like they're going to be potentially actually winning these fights because they're getting these first picks. But then Astronic is just turning it around and being able to stabilize in a 4v5. It's absolutely insane.
Okay, that was weird. So auto pause, unpaused it, and now we're back into the pause. Look, from Astronic's perspective, so far you're pretty happy with this hold, right? Like you basically wasted all of the time of Supernova, and you have really good positioning. The only thing you're really missing now is ultimates for this next fight.
Yeah, it's very true. And it did look like, from what I remember, Astronic had a couple of ultimates online as well. They're being really strategic with their ultimate usage in order to be able to stabilize these fights out. Whereas Supernova just used, I believe, 2 ultimates that fight.
I think they just used the one. I think they just used Mutnik's Kitsune Rush.
Oh, they just used Rush? I'm pretty sure, I swear I heard, oh no, I didn't hear Hazard. Hazard had his ultimate. Oh, we're back in.
We are back
Hazard
in.
is down.
Mutnik's made a swap as well. Oh, because there's only 10 seconds left on the board, so they have to try and get there.
Too?
It's going to be, Chapadoodle on the Wrecking Ball to get the touch potentially.
Honestly, I like it.
As the Brigitte swap. Wait, someone has to touch. They do actually get there. Chapadoodle now trying to engage onto this high ground here with both of the supports. It is a great gravitic flux stone, but Bunny with a deflect managed to take down Intark. That is a huge play, and Bunny survives as well. The Dragon Blade found 2 in the end. Domo, though, holding strong as Donnie is still alive in the backline. It's a good anti-nade and a good collapse there onto the honor of Donnie. Now it's going to be the re-engage coming through as Domo manages to find 2, but Slizzords with a parting gift pulse bomb takes down the Sigma. The dash gets caught on the lip of the building here. Now it's a 1v1 between both Tropica and Bunny. It will be Tropica who wins that, but now Chapadoodle is back onto the point as well on the Wrecking Ball. They have to try and find a way to kill the rats before it can stick around. There's the Bob. 3v2 or 3v1 here for Chapadoodle as they're trying to stay alive. They won't be able to do it. The overtime whip will burn down, and that is going to be the end of the round there, the end of Supernova's offense, and they don't get to the end of second point.
Yeah, that was really solid play there by Astronic. Their tank there looking really solid, just being able to stay alive and output so much pressure. Their whole team just pushing back from their dives and staying alive there and being able to turn even 4v5 fights around constantly was just insane. I truly thought Supernova was going to clutch this up with Bunny getting 2 here, but unfortunately it was not enough.
No, it was not. But they still have another half here for Supernova. Have they done enough to hold on? That's all they need to do now if they are to win this second map and put us to a match point scenario. And if you're Astronic, I mean, you're really, really happy coming back after having a little bit of a fumble in that last map.
Yeah, they look a lot stronger in this map. And honestly, for a team that's supposed to favor Brawl, their poke is looking exceptionally well.
Yes, it is. You have to remember that these players, they're comfortable on every tank. They have preferences, obviously, but now we get to see what Astronic are really capable of. And Hopper, I assume, is going to just be trying to get an early pick here.
Oh, this will be interesting here with the Farah pick for Astronic and Supernova's only consistent hit scan being the Ana here. Will be interesting to see if Tropica can absolutely pop off on this Farah or Liam's going to shut them down.
Well, Liam will have their work cut out for them here on the Ana. They will have to try to just not get poked down and keep their tank alive. Liam already really, really low, though. Has to use the anti-nade on themselves. As Astronic, they're just doing poke. They don't need to engage just yet. And oh, Mutnik, that could be really, really bad. Hopper gets the pick up to Liam Fox there. Now caught on the lip here, but they managed to find Bunny as well. There's the grapple going up. Can they find the pick on Chaffa? They can. Great work from the Widowmaker of Astronic. Oh, Slizzords goes down as well. Huge plays coming out from the Widowmaker of Astronic, and they're moving very, very comfortably right now, Wonder.
Yeah, this Widowmaker's looking very strong from Astronic. They're getting what I think it was 3 picks in that fight. Absolutely clutching it for them. I thought for sure Chappa getting the pick on the Brig there was going to set them up for another fight. But again, once again, Astronic turning those 4v5 situations into a fight win for them.
Yeah, and they continue to do it. That's going to have to be the theme for the rest of this point. Chapadoodle already takes so much damage trying to get over towards the point. Still trying to find the pick here, but it's going to be a fight onto the Sigma that they will not win, especially with that anti-nade coming through. Chapadoodle taken down earlier in the fight as well. Tropica managed to take down their DPS counterpart. Liam Fox has fallen. Domo looking so good on this Sigma. And Astronic, they're looking very pretty right now with 5 minutes in the bank.
Yeah, they just have so much poke damage here with the Sigma being able to output so much damage, and the spam from the Farah here really opening up the gates for the Widowmaker to pop off also. We've been seeing really solid gameplay from Damo, just being able to stay alive and be able to output pressure on the entire team. Chappa does swap to the ball here, though.
Yeah, taking down Hopper. It's one pick, but I don't think it's really an important pick. The Widowmaker really only allows to gain some angles here. As we see, it is going to be Tropica being taken down there from a mix of Chappadoodle and Liam Fox. As Bunny over on the Sombra now, trying to get a hack here onto pretty much anyone. Can't quite find it now, has to translocate out of there, as Chappadoodle as well is just currently engaging on the point here. They're trying to find an engage, trying to find a way to get a pick. Can they do it at the moment? It's going to be a Gravitic Flux being utilized. They managed to pick up no one, but they get hacked out of it there from Bunny as well. Slidgeorge now with a Pulse Bomb, gets onto Donny. Gets anti-nated, but will use their recall. Chappadoodle now onto the Mega Health Pack, onto the back line. Gets stunned up here by the rally, so now has to try and disengage as Domo has taken so much space, and the cart continues to move forward here. Nano Boost now being utilized, but it's going to be Tropico who managed to find Mutnik, and Slidgeorge goes down as well. Chappadoodle, though, finds two of their own. Now they have to go back towards the point. They have the minefield available. Here's the pile drive coming through, trying to get onto the Genji of Tropico. It's a good deflect coming through. Bunny does find Hopper, and it should be Supernova stabilizing for now, Wonder.
Yeah, Chappa's looking really solid on this ball here. I think this style of dive is just working so much better for Supernova. Although they don't have the Winston, it's a lot more of a traditional dive sort of comp of more of what they're used to, and it seems to be working for them.
It does seem to be working for them, but the Diva Swap has come through now for Domo, so it's a little bit more peel, and they can put some offensive pressure on it as well. Slidgeorge already taken down there from a whip shot through Intar. It's going to be a hack there onto the Diva, but it's not going to be enough to really get too much damage onto it as Tropica takes down Chappadoodle. This is looking really bad now for Supernova. They have to try and stay alive, but Liam Fox getting taken down means that there's really no way to get back into this fight. Mudnik falls. Can anyone even get back to the point before it reaches the golden box of victory? It's going to have to be Slidgeorge who gets the touch. There it is, it comes through. There's a Dragon Blade being pulled out here from Tropica, but they can't really find the kill. EMP comes through, Bunny falls, Slidgeorge managed to finish us off. Hopper, the Slidgeorge gets taken down there from Intark. Now Liam Fox has come back into the fight. They have the anti-nade available, but still too far away from the Nano Boost to really pay off to build up that ultimate. Mutnik is back as well, trying to keep their honor alive, but it will be Tropica who gets the execution onto Liam Fox. Chappadoodle trying to stay alive, but the rally should be the exclamation mark on this fight. Bunny will fall, and it will be Astronic who takes our second map.
Yeah, that was a really solid performance by Astronic there, finding a comp and really showing that they mastered it all. Supernova really struggling with how to play against that comp. They're really struggling on that hazard comp, trying to get the space onto their backline. And then when they finally found something that worked with the ball Sombra Tracer comp, it was just a little bit too late, and Astronic quickly adjusted their playstyle, swapping to the Diva there and just shutting that down entirely again.
They did shut it down. I wouldn't know if shut down is the correct word for the Diva being picked there, just because honestly the Diva is more of just one of those heroes that can stabilize a composition, because it's always going to be solid. It's like Winston, in my opinion. Winston is always going to be solid, and in my opinion, Diva will always be one of those heroes who is always solid as well. Domo, though, looked amazing 100%. On the Sigma, and I think this is something that Supernova is going to have to ban very, very quickly.
Yeah, for someone that supposedly really likes those brawl compositions and Zarya being their best hero, Damo looked really solid on that Sigma there, just staying alive and outputting so much pressure that entire time. I would be interested to see how many deaths he actually has, because I don't think he died that much. At all.
I wouldn't say that Domo died all that much. Maybe 2 or 3 deaths for the Sigma. Maybe 4, actually. 3 on the defense, maybe 1 on the offense. But I mean, and that's something we're going to see here in the stats, is that Astronic will have way less deaths. They just absolutely, honestly, they kind of dominated a lot of these fights.
One of their supports was dying a fair bit and leaving them in a 4v5 situation, which was a little bit scary, but they were turning those 4v5s into fight wins every single time. It does look like we are going to Nambani for map 3, though, Harry. That is a very, very strong dive map. So this will be interesting to see how Supernova play this, especially if Astronic ban that Winston again, which I believe we will potentially see with them picking up the Route 66 win after that ban.
I am not actually sure if they can ban the Winston again. So if my memory serves me correctly, they cannot ban the same hero in the same game. So I think that the banning of the Winston early here could be really big for Supernova.
Because this is true, because Nambani has a really big Winston map.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's why we have seen Supernova go to that now. In saying that, the Juno has already been banned for Supernova, so they've already banned one of their bigger counters, and now they've kind of had one of their better heroes who they can play as banned earlier in the map as well. So now we can kind of see how they play against that Juno composition. And here are the stats that we were looking at, and oh my goodness, Tropica with a 36 kill or elim game.
Tropica was playing very well.
12 KD.
Yeah, he died 3 times.
That's impressive. Even for a DPS, a 12 KD is very impressive. 10k damage done, only bested there by Hopper. And then when you go down to Supernova, I mean, the damage dealt obviously much, much lower than Astronic, but a lot more deaths.
Yeah,
I mean, 11
Supernova
deaths.
was struggling to get on top of the team of Astronic there.
Yeah, 11 deaths for both Liam Fox and I believe that it was
I like this Zen ban. I think the Zen ban is very, very smart from Supernova side, since they struggled so much with the Zen poke just then, trying to actually be able to get on top of it. Also, the perk with Zen, he can kick further now. Like, you're obviously going to take that over the levitating, because why the heck would you want to levitate? That just makes you an easier target.
I will stay silent.
You take the levitate perk.
I like the levitate. I like the floats.
We are banning the Tracer here also. So
yeah, I think the Tracer ban is a good ban from.
It is a good ban, but I don't think it's going to impact either teams very well. This map, I think, especially first point Tracer, is really, really difficult to play first map at this point, because you've got to rotate all the way around to get onto high ground. Whereas something like your Genjis, your Echoes, that sort of thing, can just woof, they're on the high ground.
They are, but I mean, on the defense here, Supernova, they're going to go with the Ashe pick themselves here, Wonder, and the Torbjorn.
I do like this Torb pick.
But this comp seems really mismatched. They've got the dive tank, but then they've kind of got the poke DPS.
This
I mean,
does look messy, but it works on first point defense, because your Winston will dive in and out and create pressure on their backline. And because it's kind of dome shaped, the entire team has LOS of that. So you have your Dynamites coming through. You've got the counter dive from the Torb, and the Ana and the Brig are just free on high ground to be able to support that Winston.
That is an interesting theory. We're going to see if it pays off, especially with Domo on this wrecking ball here, Wonder. I mean, the Astronic composition is also extremely interesting. They're pretty much playing what Supernova were playing towards the end of the last map.
Yeah, I think Astronic's team comp looks like it is going to be very strong against Supernova's Hyper Poke style DPS. It's going to be on this Brig here to be able to shut down this bold engage.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was an engage that was shut down, and it was not the ball engage, that's for sure. Supernova, they've lost 4 members already. Tropica is just doing all the damage, and this was the issue that I had, is unfortunately, even though Chapitero is creating all that space, they're unable to get the kills, and that is going to be Supernova collapsing on this first point.
I think Tropica there is just showing his absolute insanity on Genji. It's been solid the entire game. But getting 3 picks there, absolutely assertively, is 61% already to Blade here, which is absolutely massive.
It is. It's a huge ultimate to have. In the meantime, though, Supernova, they have nothing. I mean, Chapadoodle's built up 50% towards their ultimate, and now we see Domo going over towards Winston as well. So it's a Winston v Winston matchup, and Tropica has once again found an early pick. This time Bunny falls, and now it's going to be Slidzord. Tropica, there's no stopping the Genji of Astronic. Well, I say that a little bit too soon. They get shut down there by Chapadoodle, but it's now going to have to be a retreat from Supernova.
Tropica's playing really solid here, getting those crucial entry picks to be able to stabilize these fight wins. It does have the Blade coming up also here, so they should be able to continue pushing this card along.
They should be. We see the swap coming in from Bunny onto the Sojourn, and this, I haven't really seen Bunny play a lot of Sojourn, to be completely honest. Slidzord is normally the player who is on this hero here, Domo.
Sojourn in ranked.
Potentially. That could be interesting. But in the meantime, Domo gets taken down. Intark has fallen as well. So now it's Supernova. They're stabilizing a little bit here. And Astronic, they're going to have to fall back. It's lots of ultimates on the board from both teams, though.
Yeah, it was a really good stabilize by Supernova there. I think Tropica, once again, as we've seen first map, just holding that blade for a little bit long. I think if we had have engaged with the blade there earlier, it would have pushed and created some pressure on the backline of Supernova and potentially turned the tides of that fight. We do have blade coming out, but we do have Rally that can potentially counter that entire ultimate for Supernova.
Yeah, we do. That's a good dive coming in here from Chapadoodle. Now uses the Primal Rage, gets the juggle onto Donnie. That is a very dead honor there. It's a great whip shot coming in there from the Brigida of Astronic, but it's still Chapadoodle who is in the back line. This is a Chapadoodle world, and everyone is just living in it. As Supernova, they win this fight with the usage of only one ultimate, and they're looking a lot more stable now.
Yeah, that was a really good fight plan for Supernova there, only using the Primal. Chapadoodle out here looking like he belongs in a circus with all that juggling. Do have two ultimates on the side of Astronic. Both DPS ultimates could be big if we EMP into a blade to shut down the ability to rally.
Well, there is the nano boost utilized onto Chapadoodle. There's a sleep dart coming in onto the Dragon Blade of Tropica. The EMP comes in, but it's far too late. Liam Fox and Mutnik, they stay alive. They have the rally already online. They get back towards the point as well. It's an anti-nade coming in onto both supports there of Astronic as well. That is a huge play coming out from Liam Fox, the clutch king of Supernova.
Yeah, that was a really good play by Liam. That sleep onto the Genji blade, and then that huge anti onto the backline for Chapadoodle just to clean up there. Absolutely insane. Bunny does have their railgun coming up for the Sojourn. Does look like that is we do have Primal as well. I think we will see Bunny absolutely pop off this fight with Sojourn ult, I believe.
Well, the Domo having that Primal Rage could shut down the ultimate entirely. It's all going to be about positioning and whether or not Mutnik can keep the Winston off their DPS. There's the anti-nade coming in from Liam Fox. Once again, it's a good anti-nade, but a great sleep dart comes in there from I believe that was Donnie, but it's going to be Hopper who takes down Bunny while they were using the overclock as well. Domo with the Primal Rage finishes off Mutnik as well. Now they turn their attention towards the Torbjorn and towards Liam Fox. It's Donnie who gets the final blow in the end, and it will be an Astronic fight win and a second point cap. They still have 3.5 minutes left on the board as well, Wonder. They're still looking quite good.
Bunny gets the revenge.
Yeah, a little bit of revenge. That's a cheeky headshot there.
I think I jinxed that play for Bunny there. Getting shut down by Hopper was horrendous for Supernova. Absolutely killed their chances of stabilizing there with that being the only ultimate on board. Hopper being really solid that fight, getting multiple picks. Chappa does have his Primal Rage online, and we do have a nano from, Liam DC'd. I was about to say he has nano.
Liam, no.
Oh, not the nano. I was going to be like, nano into Primal is a fight win. No. Goodbye, nano.
I think
Unless
Supernova
is it the code where they keep their ultimates?
I have no clue, but I think Supernova need new internet service providers because this is ridiculous. Now, I believe this is the third different player.
Yeah.
So we've had Mutnik DC.
Moments.
We've had Mutnik DC. We've had
Slids,
Slidor
right? Yeah.
DC twice. And now we have Liam DCing. I mean, this is just a bit of a freak phenomenon right here. By the end of this game, every single person from Supernova will have DC'd. I guarantee it.
I reckon. I think Elon needs to come over here and invest in some better internet for OCE because we're struggling.
We always struggle. It's the OCE way to struggle for internet.
Yeah, it's ping or internet issues. There's no in between.
Exactly. For Astronic right now, though, you're looking quite comfortable, I think. You're happy with the time bank. Oh, they have to play. They can't pause anymore. It's the Primal Rage being utilized here from Chapadoodle as well in a 5v4 scenario. They managed to take down Intark, so now it's a 4v4. It's a retreat coming in from Chapadoodle as they were anti-nated. Domo's fallen. So has Tropica. And Liam Fox seems to be back in the game now. They select the Ahana again. We're good to go. It's 5v5 again.
That was a really good play there by Chapadoodle, acknowledging they had to play that through without their honor and popping the Primal Rage immediately, backing out when they get low. After getting a pick and then Bunny getting an additional pick to secure that fight win was absolutely immaculate with what they had.
Yeah, it was indeed an immaculate fight coming out from Supernova there to win it against the odds. But now positioning is it in favor of Astronic here. We have the flank coming through here. Mutnik has their ability, ultimate online. Chappadoodle, though, gets shut down there by the overclock. Slizzorge uses the Molten Core and does take down Donnie, and Liam Fox gets a bit of revenge there onto Tropica, who's made their life a living hell so far. Hoper, though, moves forward with the rally of Intark and takes down Liam Fox as well. So now it's just Mutnik, who's already utilized the rally and is stuck behind. Chappadoodle now trying to get a bit of revenge here as they go towards Intark. They get the finishing blow. Mutnik has completed the round-the-world trip back towards the spawn of Supernova, but now they've got a Primal Raging Monkey in their face. It was a good sleep dart and an anti-nade there onto the Winston now, so it's going to have to force a retreat out of Domo, but unfortunately not quickly enough as they get taken down there from Bunny. Now it has to be a retreat from Astronic.
That was great gameplay there by Mutnik. I think he was the only person on the side of Supernova alive and just sat point and forced them to come to him. The rotate and then getting the pick on the Brigida also, waiting for his team to come back to be able to secure that fight win was absolutely incredible. We do have Blade coming out from Tropica. We do have a Hanzo coming out by the sides of Astronic too. I think Hanzo's really solid pick at the moment actually with these new perks and everything.
Yeah, but they're going to have to build them up. There's only a minute left. There's a Primal Rage coming in, and Hopper immediately shut down. The Hanzo swap has not really seen any sort of reward there as an Angry Monkey puts an end to those shenanigans. Intark taken down there from Liam Fox as well. What a fight from Supernova, recognizing they were going to have an ult disadvantage for the next fight and going so aggressive.
Yeah, Chappadoodle there showing he's the king of the Winston. Absolutely insane with those juggling skills on his ultimate. Give Chappa Primal Raid any day and he's going to get value.
Yes, he is. Now, speaking of value, can we see Bunny get value out of this overclock? We can. Hopper gets taken down. What a sleep dart again! Liam Fox, you absolute beast! Supernova, they look right and ready to hold this attack here right now. Domo, so low, will get chased down, finished off. No one will be able to touch the point, and Supernova will hold on this third point.
Liam has slept 2 blades this round. That is absolutely insane. The luck of getting 1 blade slept is crazy, let alone 2.
I think you're very sad if you're Tropica. Because you started this round so good as well. Like, imagine starting the round where you have basically 8 kills, 1 death, and you've got your blade in the first minute of the game. And then suddenly on the third point and second point, you just get slept twice while using that ultimate. Huge plays coming out from Liam Fox. And great play overall there from Supernova to really find themselves and stabilize in that third point. But now Wonder, they have to attack. And Astronic, I mean, if they can play another poke composition, they look so good on those types of compositions.
Yeah, it does look like we're going to see a similar comp from Supernova, but swapping out the Sojin for a Pharah here. I think Pharah plays very well on this first point. There's a lot of natural cover, and it's kind of a pain. No, we are going over to the Sojin. Sorry, that was a bait.
Yeah, see, welcome to a caster's world, Wonder, where you never know what they're going to play.
I was getting excited over this Pharah pick. I like Pharah on first point.
We have a sim. There is an actual live sim.
I did not say the sim because I thought that was a bait. We are sticking with sim. I actually think sim is quite good with these new perks, though. The beam range, the extra turrets, it's really nice.
Well, they have to build up the perks first. Let's see if Supernova even allow that with this really fast-paced dive composition. Who can they get on top of?
Yeah, it will be interesting here. I think Tropic is going to have a hard time on the Symmetra here into the Winston overall. But if we can get that major perk online, it will be pretty big. We did see the Pharaoh come out too.
Yeah, we did see the Pharaoh come out. It got taken down almost immediately, and Bunny taken down as well. So now it's a retreat from Supernova. Once again, the Torbjorn composition giving this team a little bit of trouble as they try to engage. They try to figure out what they have to do.
Yeah, I think Supernova's just got to figure out how they're going to engage without taking so much damage. Since they have the 2 turret heroes on the enemy team, it just means that they get poked out for free.
Yeah, it does mean they get poked out for free, but they need to destroy these turrets before they get poked out. Tropica falling very low. The pressure of Chappadoodle is there. The Torbjorn living as well. As we see, there's the engage from Domo onto Slidzorge. Slidzorge taken down by the Wrecking Ball here, and now Supernova, they're in a bit of trouble. There's the pile drive coming through. Stunned up, slept, getting whipped around right now, but Domo still manages to live. It's a great anti-nair that goes onto Mutnik. Mutnik will fall once the shield breaks in. Bunny over onto this Cassidy as well has so much pressure being put on them. The nano boost has been built up here from Liam Fox, but they can't engage just yet.
Yeah, I think Tropic is playing with their TPs really well there. We've seen them disengage from the dive with their TP there, making it really, really hard for Chapadoodle to do anything there. We do see Bunny transfer over to the Cass here to deal with the ball. This comp doesn't look like it should work for the side of Astronic, but it really is with the ball being able to go in and do its own thing. Chappa with the nano though.
Great engage coming out there from Supernova. The nano boost Chapadoodle, as well as the flank from Slit George means again on top of the sim. Donnie falls, and so does Intark as well. Now it's just the Torbjorn and the Wrecking Ball alive. Chapadoodle misses the jump. That's, you know what, we didn't see that Chapadoodle. We didn't see that at all as Slit George finishes off the Torbjorn of Astronic. Hopper will fall, and that will be the first point being capped here by Supernova. And that, realistically, is pretty good time.
Yeah, I think that the Nano Winston is just always a really solid fight win. Unless the Ana hits the sleep on it. Chappa going absolutely insane again.
Yeah, and this is what we've come to expect from Supernova. Bunny, probably not your best aim moment there, my friend.
Very true. Oh dear.
Replay here. Oh dear. Oh, Chappa. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I pointed it out, Chappa. That's a sad jump. That's a sad jump.
Do have a lot of ultimates on the line for Supernova here. Also Astronic has a lot of ultimates, so I think this fight's going to come down to who uses their ultimates better here.
It's going to have to come down to that. We see the minefield is online, but a great whip shot means that the mines don't come out, and Chapadoodle with the Primal Rage has already taken out Johnny. The Kitsune Rush not able to save their Ana from Intark there. Now we see Chapadoodle getting on top of Intark. There's the Suzu being utilized to 1v1 of the ages right now, and Chapadoodle gets the fight win. 35 HP and a dream. Now needs to find their way back to their team, but they walk right into a minefield, and it's a Hopper as well. There is the rally being utilized from Hutnik, and it is going to be the Molten Core away from the rest of the team. The barrage finds absolutely nothing, and the nano boost was used as well from Liam Fox. Supernova just burnt all of their ultimates for a single kill, and they lose Liam Fox and Slid George as well. That is a disastrous fight.
What was that barrage?
I'm so confused.
I honestly thought Supernova had that in the bag with those initial picks from Chappa. I was going to be like, Astronic needs to be able to take Chappa down. He's just getting way too much value there. But Supernova just burnt their ults, and Hopper was able to keep them in a room with his one ultimate there.
Yeah, it was a really smart usage of the ultimate there from Hopper in the end. It stopped any sort of engage coming out from Mutnik and Liam Fox, who really were the only two left. Chapadoodle has taken a bit of damage here as Domo is still looking for some value here on the Wrecking Ball, just being disruptive and a pain in the butt all over here. Now it's the engage going on to Hopper, but it's a great retreat. It's a great bit of peel coming in there from the entire side of Astronic. Now it's the High Noon that comes through. Domo gets taken down there from Chapadoodle, finished off as well. Now it's the Nano Boost that goes on to Hopper. The Nano Boost of Torbjorn is running an absolute riot. 3 kills in this fight for Astronic. A team kill onto Supernova, and this is not looking great if you're Supernova now.
Yeah, this Torb is just doing so much, being able to stabilize for their team. There's so many times Chappa gets 1-2 picks, and I'm like, Supernova has this fight in the bag, but then Hopper just pulls something crazy out and manages to clutch. And I guess that's the power of Torbjorn nowadays. He's really strong.
He is extremely strong. He's so survivable. That's the other thing, is that with the armor, he's just so tanky as well, and is so much damage. Can we see a kill from Bunny? Not currently. They take a chunk of damage as well, and Domo gets in the face, but it's going to be Hopper who gets taken down. So an early kill there onto the Torbjorn, as well as the Nano Boost onto Chapadoodle, who now has to pop the Primal Rage. They're trying to hunt down this Ana, but with the healing from the Kiriko, they're unable to finish off that kill. And with the Sim just doing so much damage with the beam, it just seems really sad right now for Chapadoodle. Liam Fox did find Intark, but it doesn't really matter in the end, because without Chapadoodle there, it's so hard for Supernova to try and get any sort of space or value. There's the rally coming through from Mutnik. They think they can turn this fight around with just the supports, but I think it's a bit of a futile effort, as Hopper is just doing so much damage, spamming through the doorway and finding 2 kills.
Yeah, this Torb is just doing so much. Like, absolute insanity. We will get picks on the back line, and it looks like it should be a fight win for the side of Supernova, with the support having an advantage there. But Hopper is just absolutely clutching on this Torb every single team fight.
He is indeed, and now Astronic, They're looking to hold Supernova on the second point. They have no ultimates to speak of, though. It is going to be an EMP coming out early. They go straight onto the Torbjorn of Hopper, immediately take them down. Donnie now has the nano boost available, uses it there onto Domo. That's to avoid the hack there as well. Tropica taken down. Slid George has fallen as well, though. They need to try and find a way to deal with Domo. All the supports here. Supernova, they have 4 members alive on the point. They're looking to move forward. There's the minefield going down. They have to try and destroy the minefields, but it's Leopold and Mutnik could go down. Bunny just walked into one. What just happened? Oh dear. Supernova have fallen at the final hurdle, the second point, and Domo has clutched up for Astronic. They go up 2-1, and it is match point.
That was absolute insanity. The fact that they just ran Ball Torb Sim and it worked. That is the most unconventional comp there is. That just goes to show that team comp is not everything.
I want to know which coach cooked this up. I just want to have a talk.
It is a cursed cooked, but it worked. Hoba was absolutely insane on that friggin' Torbjorn there. And then the clutch from the ball with the mines there, I was biting my nails like, please get mines in time, please. And of course they did, getting both supports and then the Sojin walking into it while using their ultimate there. Truly unfortunate.
Look, there was some plays. There was
plays
certainly
from
some
both
plays.
sides there, which was very interesting. We had seen Chappa popping off. Obviously, we had Liam popping off with those sleeps onto the Genji. Mutnik also had a few key plays there, but I think consistently, Hopa on that Torbjorn was just consistent all round, clutching those team fights every single time for the side of Astronic.
He just, no, Bunny. He actually tried to shoot the minefield he walked into. He just missed. He missed.
He missed and assumed that he hit it and just walked forward.
Oh, Bunny.
Oh, poor thing.
I'm sad for you, my friend. That's just not okay. But now, what is okay for Astronic is that they are 2-1 up in this series. They only need to win one more map to take this game, and it is Esperanza that we are going to.
Should be an interesting map. I think Esperanza is very solid for all sorts of team compositions here. It's very solid brawl, very solid dive here. I do know Supernova tend to like the dive really heavily on Esperanza, and they do play it exceptionally well, if I do say so myself. But Astronic here is playing against their dive extremely well, constantly backing out from the engages and just counterpicking.
Yeah, that is something that Astronic are doing actually quite well. You're 100% correct in that, is that they are just backing away from fights when it seems like they are losing. And honestly, if you're looking at these stats, there's not many big outliers, to be honest. I mean, Hopper has 1,000 more damage.
Dying more, to be entirely honest. But I guess Hopa just was staying alive more than anyone else and managed to clutch up in those situations. Like a 3.2 KD with 9 deaths is kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, that's 100% correct. It is absolutely insane. And Supernova, they get rid of Supernova get rid of the Wrecking Ball and Astronic ban the Torbjorn.
Oh, this shall be interesting. I don't think Torb is as strong here on a push sort of map than it would have been on the last sort of map with the defense and being able to stabilize with the turret. But it will be interesting to see what we see played here. I feel like Supernova will play their traditional sort of Winston, probably Genji, maybe like Tracer, Pharah sort of dive. But it'd be interesting to see what Astronic pull out.
It will be interesting indeed. Supernova, they need to win this map to stay in this game.
Will we be going to 5 maps?
Can they come up clutch like they've done so many times in the past? Or is this going to be the hurdle that they trip and fall on? That is the big question for this map. What do Supernova have left in them to show Astronic? They have pulled out the Hazard, and Noosh has come in. Domo has been subbed out.
Ooh, interesting. We do have the Winston from Nush here also. A little bit of a sort of mirror matchup here. The only difference being Genji for the Tracer. Tropica has been a very solid play on this Genji though, so it'd be interesting to see how he goes this round. Hopefully not getting slept out of those blades like the last map.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's really more on Liam Fox than
True.
on Tropica. I mean, Tropica just got a bit unlucky. Here's the dive coming through from both teams. It's a great anti-nade that goes on to Donnie, but that means that Liam Fox and Mutnik are unable to really get any sort of purchase, and it will be both supports from Supernova getting taken down so quickly. Tropica with 3 kills in this fight, starting off this map exactly how they started off the last map. 4K for the Genji of Astronic.
If Tropica can keep up this performance and not start having some hurdles like the last game, I think we will see Astronic have a really solid performance this game.
Yeah, Tropica, if Tropica's going to keep performing like this, you may as well give them this map. Like, this is insane. Liam Fox manages to get Intact there, and now it's going to be the fight onto Tropica. Tropica can't get the same amount of value in this fight as they did in the last. They will be taken down there from Slidzorge. There is the anti-nade coming out. Chapadoodle, though, may have bitten off more than they could chew. It's a good sleep dart that comes through there from Liam Fox onto Noosh. Won't save Chapadoodle, though, but it won't matter, as Liam Fox, he's looking full DPS right now. He's just going forward.
Yeah, Liam getting 2 crucial picks there and Trapper pushing up and making the space. He did sacrifice his life for it, but I think it was worth it to get those extra kills off. He should be able to return fairly quickly to this fight, next fight. We do have Pulse Bomb almost online for Bunny here, as well as Nano almost for Liam. So we may see potentially a big pulse on this Brigitte here.
Yeah, we could see the big pulse bomb here, but it needs to be a bit of an extended fight to build up that ultimate. 90% now on it here, as we see Noosh. They're so low. They have to try and jump away. It was a lot of pressure onto the Winston there. Still the lead in favor of Astronic here, so a little bit more point needs to be pushed here. There's the pulse bomb. Donnie goes down. Noosh has fallen as well. It was a huge anti-nade there from Liam Fox to try and secure those kills. Bunny falls, but it's only a consolation kill there for Astronic, as it will be Supernova who take the lead and should take the checkpoint.
Yeah, it was a big pulse bomb from Bunny there, and then the Chapadoodle coming in on the Monkey, just cleaning up shop after the Ana died. We do have a Nano Blade online for the side of Astronic, but Mutnik does have his Brigitte Rally, which can completely shut down this ult if played correctly.
Yeah, well, so far we've seen Astronic play their ultimates correctly, but there is the nano boost on to Chapadoodle. It was a sleep dart, but immediately woken up there as well. So now the rally has to be popped. Primal Rage coming in for Chapadoodle, who's just being kept in the corner right now by Noosh. Noosh is just acting as the bouncer, not allowing Chapadoodle to escape, but eventually Chapadoodle will get out. Does a bit of damage and a bit of disruption. In the meantime, the bot has continued to move forward. There's the nano boost onto Tropica, gets a deflect there onto Liam Fox, slashes through everyone with the help of Noosh and Hopper, who gets 3 kills towards the end of that fight. It is a team kill onto Supernova, but they have a 35-meter lead right now.
That was really funny with Noosh boxing Chapadoodle in. They did use a lot of ultimates to win that fight. They're using Rally, although they are 43% to Rally already after that fight. Noosh also using his Primal, and then the Nano coming out on the Genji. I think Tropica had the right call. They're not using Blade with that Nano.
No, I 100% agree. They want it without it, and now they have the Dragon Blade for this fight here. Mutnik has already used the rally, but it doesn't seem to be paying off here, as Liam Fox has already gone down. Mutnik does manage to get onto the Mega Health Pack here, so Chapadoodle managed to find Hopper, and Donnie as well went down. Intak has fallen too. Chapadoodle, though, way too low to try and stay alive. Gets finished off there by Noosh. Now Noosh fighting on the point. It's going to be a pulse bomb from Bunny that takes Noosh down to 88 HP, and it finished off with those pulse pistols. Now it's a 1v1 versus Tropica, but Tropica gets the win, and that is going to be the fight 1 for Astronic. But can they stay on the point as the reinforcements come back?
Tropica's looking like a really solid performance this match. That engage into the ultimate there, I was a bit questionable with the rally already out if it was going to get value, but did get the pick onto Liam Fox and made a ton of space for their team to be able to clean up.
Yes, that is exactly what Astronic need from Tropica. Every single fight, we see the Diva swap coming in here for Astronic as well. Intak holding on to their rally, and Slidzorge has the overclock here as well. There's the engage from Chapadoodle. They try and get onto the high ground. They've done so successfully. Donnie has already fallen. The rally is a late engage, but the stun onto Bunny means that the Tracer has been finished off. Intak, in the meantime, is still moving forward as Mutnik takes down Tropica. So now it's a losing fight here for Astronic. They're still getting some point meterage here on the bot, but it will be shut down here from Supernova as they make their way towards the bot, and it has to be a disengage.
I think in Tark, they're doing the best they can with their Donny going down, using the rally to try and sustain their team. But unfortunately, they were a little bit far away from their team playing with the Ana that had died. So their team didn't get the full effects of the rally, and they had to push in and miss the crucial whip shot to be able to heal their team there.
Now it's going to be the engage coming in from Astronic. They've taken down both supports already. The Nano Boost goes on to Slidzorge, and the Primal Rage comes out as well. It's traded back. Slidzorge headshot to Tropica there. They're somehow, Supernova have managed to get their way back into this using the Nano Boost and the Primal Rage, with Noosh being staggered as Baby Diva here. In fact, not being staggered, taken down there from Bunny. It will be Supernova who should get the checkpoint back here.
Yeah, I think the Nano into the Primal Rage combo is just really strong any team fight. The only way to shut it down really is to have the Ana sleep it, but then you're just shutting down one ultimate. You sleep the Nano, then you've got to deal with the Primal.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for Astronic, they weren't able to sleep either member of the team there for Supernova. Now it's going to be a stall fight here at the choke point. Tropica building up towards that Dragon Blade that slices through 3 members. They get taken down 1% before they could use that ultimate. Donny as well. The Nano Boost got utilized, but it was utilized onto no one. Unfortunately, Tropica died just before they could get any usage out of that. So now it's going to be the engage coming in here from Supernova as Bunny takes down Hopper. Chappadoodle is just causing mayhem in the back line here. It's going to be a sleep dart that puts the Dojo into sleep. And with the rally, it should be a disengage coming out here from Astronic. They go back in now. Anti-nade there onto Chappadoodle. But it's going to be a rally coming out here from Mutnik as well. Primal Rage. The Dragon Blade was already pulled from Tropica, but they've fallen with the ultimate once again. Unable to find any value with that ult. Chappadoodle, in the meantime, has found massive amounts of value with their Primal Rage. To take down one, they'll finish off Hopper. They'll jump back towards the point. Supernova, they're looking good.
Yeah, Supernova here just showing how good they really are on this dive. Buddy and Chappa just coordinating so well, and Liam and Mutnik being able to stay alive from their dive in the meantime is just really strong. We are seeing a Mulga swap and a Farah swap here. I think that's not a bad pick for Astronic here, being able to kind of spam their dive out before they can actually dive. We did see a very solid poke out of dive earlier.
Yeah, they need to try and get through this, but they're not really poking at the moment, especially now that they're in this little room against the Malga composition. Astronic, they look dominant now. They're looking dominant in this fight, despite Liam Fox getting a sleep dart and Noosh falling. It just seems like the comp swap here, while it's worked for this fight, could be a last-ditch effort for them because they have so much space to try and gain up here, Wonder.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if these swaps from Astronic were maybe a little bit too late. We have seen Astronic make some really good swaps and be very quick with it in past matches, but I think maybe they were just a little bit too late on the swaps this time.
No, I agree. They've got a lot of meterage to cover. Donny has that nano boost. The barrage is almost online from Hopper, but they have to play slow if they want to try and get that ultimate online. There's the nano boost going on to the Malga of Noosh, but it will be a cleanse, onto the main tank there of Astronic to save their life. They will take down Bunny here as Tropica is in the back line. They found Liam Fox. Tropica gets headshot. And Slidzorge, again, with the overclock. You can't keep doing this to them. Slidzorge finally gets shut down there from Donny and Noosh. And Astronic, they win this fight, but there's only 2 on the point. They won't get the checkpoint before the respawns come through. So Supernova, they could come back and potentially do a 5v2.
Yeah, that was a really solid performance by Slids there. Unfortunately, getting shut down by the Ana nade and Astronic being able to carry on, capping that point there. Very solid performance from Tropica, getting a heap of key picks that performance. We do have Primal Rage coming online soon for Chappa, and we do know how much he seems to do with that Primal. But we do have Barrage and almost the Blade coming out for the side of Astronic. So it's going to be a matter of who pops their ult first and who gets value here.
We see Cage Fight as well online for Noosh. This could be a huge ultimate. If they lock up even one member of Supernova, you'd think they have the advantage in this fight. So many ultimates online here. It's going to be the Casino Rush that comes out first, but a huge anti-nade means that Intuck gets taken down. It will be the Cage Fight utilized there onto Liam Fox and Slidzorge, so they will go down as well. And now we're going to see the fight being cleaned up here from from Noosh and Donny as well. A couple of technical issues there. We don't need a replay of anything just yet. Chappadoodle, though, with the Primal Rage, comes back in, kills Hopper. Can they get to the Mega Health back before they burn to death? Just Now it's a bit of stabilization here. They can come back in only... Well, I mean, it's the overtime wick burning down now, Wonder. Can we see the spike come through?
That team fight was absolute chaos. It could have went any way, to be entirely honest. I think Chapper stabilizing there puts them in a really solid pick for this fight, though. Nano coming out.
Boost onto Chapper. They found 2. The barrage is not going to find enough value. We're going to go to a map 5 here, Wonder. I'm certain of it. Slidswords cleans up with Chapper Doodle. Supernova take this map. And Astronic have let it slip through their fingers here. One more map to play.
Yeah, it was really solid performance there by Chapper, getting a couple of crucial picks with the Primal there, and then backing out to that health pack to be able to stabilize with his team for the return on that overtime fight and being able to clean up with the Nano. Absolutely flawless play there by Chapper.
It was flawless. I mean, and that's something we have come to expect from Chapper Doodle on the Winston. I mean,
very true.
If you're not
he knows
expecting...
his limit.
Yeah, if you're not expecting flawless Winston play from Chapper Doodle, I mean, you're thinking of the wrong person. Tropica, once again, really hot start. And then faded to kind of obscurity towards the end of
I feel like
Supernova's
a little bit lost when it comes to the first couple of minutes of a match with Tropica, and he just comes out of nowhere and obliterates the backline. But then they start grading their momentum, and Liam Fox and Mutnik start shutting him down a bit better and actually being able to live there. Truly unfortunate. I think those swaps for the side of Astronic were just a little bit too late. If they had done that a team fight or two earlier, I think they would have actually had a chance to come back there.
I completely agree. I think that if Astronic had made those swaps earlier, they probably were going to come back into this. But also, it does allow Supernova to have more time to adjust as well. So we can almost kind of argue whether or not the swaps the end would have been important. But yeah, at the end of the day, we will never know. It did seem to be working for that small amount of time that we did see it, though.
I think Astronic has really good counter swaps, and they really understand the micro and the macro when it comes to swapping and being able to overcome what Supernova's throwing at them. But unfortunately, that time it was just a little bit too late. Does look like we will be going to Lijiang Tower, one of my favorite maps in the whole of Overwatch.
So, funnily enough, this is the map that we started on for the show match for last week as well. So it's almost like we've come full circle now. We started on the show match on this, and now we're ending the FACEIT game. And now we're ending the FACEIT game on the start of the show match map as well. So I think that's a little bit of storytelling there. The hero bands come in. No Hazard, no Genji. Okay, this is interesting.
I like these bans because Astronic has been so strong on this Genji, especially in the opening couple of minutes. And a map like Lijiang is, I think, quite good for Genji. It's very short, so the flank angles are a lot easier to access and to be able to get back onto that backline. And obviously, we know Chapper is strong on that Hazard there. And it is a very, especially the inner map, I feel like Hazard is potentially would have been played. Yeah.
No, I completely agree. I completely agree with you, especially on the Genji pick, because Tropica Control is one of those map types where if you lose the first fight, you are really on the back foot, absurdly on the back foot, because you're losing your ult cycle, you're suddenly losing any sort of positioning. So you can't afford to do that. In Tropica, we're going to have to see what flexibility they have now.
Yeah, we have seen Tropica swap to a couple of different things. We've seen them on the Tracer as well as, the Pharah here. I think Pharah is a very good play for both sides on this map, as we know, with the boops and everything. Does look like we are going to have very similar sort of divey Sojin comps. Is Bunny going to stay on this Symmetra, or is it going to be a TP out?
I think it's just going to be a TP out here to try and get the space.
TP out from both teams here. I do like the Juno Lucio for the side of Astronic. They're going to be zooming everywhere, especially with the Diva mobility as well. Are they really going to be able to catch the dive for Supernova to be able to dive onto their backline here?
I mean, I think it's going to be way too hard for Supernova to try and dive this backline. So it's going to be really interesting if they can keep their Diva of Noosh alive right now. Noosh has already been poked down so much here. Can they stay alive? They managed to do so, but all the space has been given up for Supernova here, and it's a little bit of a back away now. But there's a great pick. An alley-oop almost there for Slidzords to themselves. That is a good way to start for Supernova, and a disengage already from Astronic.
Yeah, good disengage there from Astronic losing. We are seeing Hopper go over to the Macass here for a little bit more poke damage onto this Pharah, a little bit more of a sustained damage to poke this Pharah out. I think that is a really solid pick and taking the opposite angle to try and engage here also.
Chapadoodle just got a right-click kill onto Tropica. That is absurd. I mean, that just shouldn't be happening. That's going to be Noosh getting taken down as well. They walked a little bit too far forward. Hopper gets followed and rushed down, and that is going to be the end for Astronic's attack here. And this is the issue with this composition that we see Astronic have. It wants to be really fast-paced, but the rest of the composition that they have is more of a slower-paced comp. Now we see the changes coming through.
I like the Malga swap. I don't think the Pharah works with this Lucio Juno here. They're focused so much on their front line and keeping the front line alive and speeding in that they're not really having the value onto their Pharah. I say that as the Pharah gets a pick here.
Yeah, Caster Curse comes through once again, but it's a Katine Rush that comes through here for Supernova. Domo is, Noosh, has just kind of run into the backline there of Supernova and gets taken down. Liam Fox keeping Slidzords alive on the Pharah here, and now it is just going to be the fight on to the point here as Tropica gets taken down. 65% and counting here for Supernova, and they have not broken a sweat.
Yeah, I think Chapadoodle's doing a really good job of bubbling off these team fights here and being able to put a lot of damage onto this tank on the front line and not being able to be healed by their backline at all. We do have Juno ult coming up. Will it be enough to turn the tides of this fight for Astronic?
It's a lot of ultimates to push into, and if Hopper is already down, the Primal Rage is already being used. It's so aggressive from Supernova, we may not even see the Juno ult come out here. Chapadoodle is putting on a clinic right now, and it is just going to be Noosh booped off of the map. That is point 1 of map 5, going solidly in favor of Supernova. We didn't even see an ultimate come out of Astronic.
Yeah, Supernova played that really well, absolutely dictating the pace of the fights there. If Astronic wants to stay in this game, they need to stop Supernova being able to pace these fights out for them, stop bubbling off the tanks, and just be able to actually bait out this Winston.
Yeah, they seem really disjointed now, and this is a look that we haven't seen from Astronic throughout the series. They seem lost. They seem shaken almost after the Esperanza loss.
Yeah, definitely, which I think is they need to get out of their heads. They played very well on Esperanza. I think they just swapped too late. Supernova's really dominant on this dive, and they were just struggling with the comp they were on.
They were, but now we see the Zarya. The Zarya comp versus the Malga. I've not seen Chap on Malga. I don't recall seeing this at all. Susie's already been baited out though.
See Hopper on the Torbjorn again also. This could be big. Noosh getting the first pick.
Gets the first 2 picks there. Noosh already involved on this Zarya, doing so much beam damage, and it will be Astronic with the Torbjorn and the Tracer. A weird DPS duo to be sure. Winning this first fight and taking first capture on this second point here, and Supernova, they now need to try and stay alive. Chapadoodle goes to the Reinhardt.
Oh, interesting pick, but I think that's actually a solid play against this Zarya here. Zarya is really strong with these new perks, and Ryan just seems to have a very solid time against Zarya.
Yeah, Ryan is really good against the Zarya, especially if you're going to shield off the Zarya from their healers there. Now Chapadoodle, they've just taken up consolidation on the point here. Fire Strike's going through, they've capped up the point, and now they're going to be trying to charge up the high ground here, trying to see if they can get any sort of punish on the rest of Astronic. It's just trying to gain space here, Wonder.
Yeah, it does look like Astronic here has a very solid ultimate lineup coming up, whereas Supernova had a few swaps at the start, so they're lacking behind. It will be up to Tropica to land a big pulse here.
Well, the Kitsune Rush comes through now. It's Lizards gets Tropica there. Buddy with 3 kills.
Oh my gosh!
Hold on. Buddy, wait, what?
Huh?
Buddy somehow gets 4.
It's a day at the skating rink and took out 4. Absolute insane.
Well, now they've got this May wall positioning, and this could be dangerous for Astronic.
Yeah, the May wall here is really, really difficult in this choke, and it being like the only choke you can realistically go through is really difficult. Grab comes out here.
Yeah, so does the Blizzard, though. Catches onto the Torbjorn, manages to get the kill there. Slizzorge does get taken down, but this is a pretty good trade if you're Supernova, although Mutnik falling is not great. You have the Shadow online, but I don't think you're going to use it. It's going to be Tropica who finds 2. Noosh finishes off Bunny, and that should be a fight win here for Astronic. Chapadoodle will charge, but only to their death.
Astronic here is really showing how versatile their team comps can go. This DPS lineup does not look like it works at all, but there's so much frontline damage from Hooper and Noosh here, and then Tropica just gets to come behind and take out the backline with ease.
Yeah, they definitely took the backline out in ease, but not this time as the Earth Shudder comes through. It's a great bubble to keep Intark alive, but only for a short amount of time. Now it's going to be Noosh taken down as well. Chapadoodle staying alive and healthy, and Reinhardt is looking like the hero that Chapadoodle is kind of just adapted to so well. Bunny again finds another 2. That'll be Supernova taking the point here, and 65% built up. Astronic, they need to win this next fight or it could be all over.
Yeah, Bunny's looking really solid on the Mei here, getting multi-kills every single team fight. Absolute crazy carry on this Mei. Walling off at crucial times also. We do have Kitsune Rush coming out.
Well, it's utilized almost immediately there. Liam Fox trying to get aggressive here with Chapadoodle. Intark has already fallen. Slizzorge does get taken down, but Noosh has fallen as well. 85%. Astronic have to back away and try and get someone to touch the point at the last second here. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. Tropica's fallen. There's no Tracer. The Doomfist swap has come through from Noosh, but Chapadoodle could try and shut this down. It's a good touch onto the point here, but the punch goes awry. Now it's the power block, doesn't build anything up, and the Blizzard was utilized there from Bunny as well, so it built a lot of space. Now it's the overclock, but Hopper comes around the corner, gets the headshot. Hopper again finds 2. Somehow Astronic managed to get their way back into this. 3 kills for the Sojourn, make it 4. Give them another. No, Intark takes the 5K.
Hooper there just swapping off the Torb to the Sojourn and killing 4. Does have Railgun already charged up here, as well as the Pulse Bomb from Astronic. Will they be able to keep this fight going?
Well, we're going to have to see. They've got the ultimates, like you said, but Mutnik is holding onto that sound barrier, and Chapadoodle's coming up to the Earth Shatter. Can Hopper find a pick? That is going to be the key here for Astronic. There is the overclock. There's a sound barrier coming out, though, from Supernova. It's an Earth Shatter, catches onto 2. Tropica falls, Noosh falls, Hopper falls. This is it. The last bastions of hope of Astronic have fallen, and it will be Supernova who take map 5 in 2-0 fashion and win this series 3-2.
Yeah, that was absolutely insanity, Harry. Astronic, they're looking very solid on that last map, but unfortunately, I think the swap of tanks there for the last 2 maps kind of threw them a little bit, and they seemed a little bit lost.
Yeah, no, definitely. They did seem a bit lost once they lost Domo there. Obviously, Domo having to leave. But Noosh, they did do quite well. And honestly, Astronic, they looked cohesive enough still. Unfortunately, just not able to secure this map and this series. But it was very, very closely fought. For Supernova, though, this means that you have started off FACEIT Masters League as 2-0. And you're looking quite good here. But it's 2 5-map victories. So they don't seem to make it easy for themselves.
No, definitely. But Supernova putting on an absolute performance. Chappa being a very solid pick on that. Winston, as always, throughout the maps. Bunny absolutely popping off on that Mei, that last run. I haven't seen Bunny Mei in a very long time, and it still makes me very happy.
Yeah, I've not seen Bunny Mei in forever. Honestly, I didn't think I would see it today, but I mean...
Bunny Mei is scary. I've versed Bunny Mei many a times. It's not fun.
I can imagine that it is not fun. I mean, no Mei is fun. Versing any Mei is just like, it's a fun killer. It's one of those heroes that should never be powerful, ever. Keep it away. Keep it away from that.
Definitely. And insanity. Was absolutely insane plays by every player that game, though. From the side of Astronic, from the side of Supernova. Clutch plays by, I think, every single player on that team had a clutch play in those 5 maps.
No, 100% they did. And, I mean, you're looking at your Tropica, you're looking at your Domo there as probably your 2 standouts from Astronic. And then over on Supernova, I think that you have to look at Bunny as probably the more consistent player of the game. I think Chapadoodle had moments, but also faltered a little bit in a couple of maps as well.
Very consistent. That's why Bunny's so good. He's just consistent all over, always consistent.
Yeah, 100% agree. But for us here, that is going to be the end of this FACEIT broadcast. We do hope you guys enjoyed. Before we go, I'm going to say a few thank yous, and then I'm going to hand it off to Wonder because there is a very special announcement that we need to get through first as well. But first, let's get through the thank you. So, massive thank you to Blaze Ninja, who was our observer for today, the man behind the camera, doing it all while remaining unseen. Massive thank you to him. Gat, the producer for tonight, always outstanding, always brings us the freshest technology. So massive thank you to Gat. I mean, you don't see replays anywhere else in OCE production, especially not amateur OCE production. So, you know, what Gat has been able to do as our technical wizard almost is extraordinary. Massive thank you to both teams for allowing us to cast this game. It's always great fun to get high-level Overwatch casted, and for a second time in a row as well, watching these teams and how they've grown and how they've faltered, it's always exciting. A huge thank you to Invertigo for organizing everything, and also a massive thank you to the wonderful Wanderlust here for joining me on cast duties here, and to everyone who came by and watched as well. Without you guys, this would be a whole lot less fun, a whole lot less entertaining. We do hope you all enjoyed. Before we sign off, Wonder, I believe that there is something exciting that you would like to announce.
Yes. So next Saturday, the 8th, it is International Women's Day, and our amazing Kitsu, who is the social media manager for DE, is hosting a all-women's Overwatch show match. There will be more information on DE's Twitter tomorrow. I think tomorrow. I will get Invertigo to link their Twitter below. So follow the Twitter to stay up to date.
Thank you so much. And how it's so cool to be able to see events like this being organized within the OCE community. And obviously, you guys should all go and check that out because it's going to be very entertaining, and B, it's for a great cause as well. So massive shout out to that event. That is going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in. To everyone for tuning in. There we go. I can speak English at the end of a cast. Thank you so much, guys. We hope you enjoyed. We will see you all the next time around. Take care.
Peace out.
A lot of damage is going to be missed. He dived in from Chapel Supernova. There's a sound barrier coming through the ultimate. Life for Chapadoodle, but they don't need it right now. There's a slide through coming onto Astronic. They have just completely wiped big dice right now by Tropica. Nick got taken down before they could build up the sound barrier as well. To be huge from Slid George. They managed to get two back. That's both Tropica and Face Play to this. There's the ultimate coming down from Chapadoodle. That they just smelled. It's gonna be Bunny who gets taken through the has it all, and the Genji play for finding any right now. And it's going to be Bunny who's just on the point. How it gets utilized. It's the overclock coming in from Slitch. For you finding another kill in this fight. It was so long. Missing. There's the dive in from Chapel Supernova. There's a sound barrier coming through. The ultimate is on life.